Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That's cute.
Wine night Wednesdays usually turn into hangover Thursdays.
Mom!
Daddy's taking you to school.
All right, good morning. Well, here we are, day 6. And I am following this trial and still, and just going through some research on the nanny and her involvement. It shall be interesting. Yeah, it was interesting, but now I'm just going through some other sources to learn more about what I have missed. So anyway. Just a minute here. Let me go ahead and oh boy. 10:15. Usually they're always late.
Good morning. Please be seated. Thank you.
I think so. All right. Could I just have a moment, Your Honor, with
Yes.
my technical support person?
Okay, here we are, day 6. I'm here. Still. Looks like I'll be alone for a little bit. That's okay. It's fine. I miss everybody. Oh. I'm carrying on. I'm carrying on. I'm carrying on.
I apologize, Your Honor. I was hoping I could get this technical thing done before we began.
Good morning, Giselle. Hello. I'm doing pretty good, hanging in there. I was listening to other things, Giselle, about the nanny, and boy, I've been right so far. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Here I am, as promised. I will never make this case.
Thank you, Your Honor, for the opportunity to take care of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Are we ready to
Listen
proceed?
to-
There are just a couple of brief matters, not for this witness, so we can either, but so there's not a, this, I'm not expecting to be very long with this, with Ms. Madel or Madel. So, but the next witness, I understand, is a police officer who's going to describe certain patterns. My only, from splatter
Started at
patterns.
10:15.
I just want to make sure that we understand what is, how is that person going to be characterized? That whether or not his title is what his title is. He's a police colonel, but I just want to understand. I think he's a colonel, right? Captain?
Lieutenant Colonel.
Lieutenant Colonel.
Things,
But I just want to make sure that we're not using some colloquial expression for what he's going to be testifying to. That's my only concern.
I can indicate to the court, Your Honor, Lieutenant Colonel Mark Davison did a blood pattern analysis of the garage at 69 Wells, as well as the two vehicles. He wrote a report about his opinions on it, and that report is part of the case. He will be testifying to his opinion as to the blood pattern analysis that he reviewed of the garage.
That's fine.
That's it. I'm not looking for anything spectacular. He has the training experience, and he will talk about that as well, and discuss his opinions in the reconstruction that he did on the blood spatter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, the term splatter is what I was concerned. That's not the title or the expertise. Blood pattern.
I actually apologize. Splatter is actually not the right term. It's spatter. It's and that's a technical term that I believe he will describe on what he sees on it, the blood pattern analysis. I keep getting corrected. There's no L. It is a blood pattern analysis, and some of that blood pattern analysis, it's my understanding, is an analysis, obviously a description of what his opinion is, and that's a term similar. There's numerous other terms that he will be testifying to. That that's it.
I'm satisfied with that representation.
Thank you. We can bring the jury in.
Can you hear me better now?
Would counsel stipulate to the presence of the jurors?
Yes, Judge.
Can you hear me
Yes,
better
Your
now?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
I have a bad voice.
Today, we continue with the cross-examination of Ms. Maydell. She can be brought in.
Okay. So Giselle, this person's going to go back on the stand. She was here yesterday. And she is the DNA scientific expert.
Well, before we proceed, court just received a note. The note is not signed. The court wants to discuss this with counsel. So we will ask that the jury be excused.
Oh boy, here we go again. Here we go again. So, Giselle, while they're doing that, the DNA came on yesterday and talked about all her findings. And I personally find it, yeah, I really do. Like, it's just an interesting thing.
Please be seated. Of course, there has been no election of a foreperson. So this note that the court received is not dated. It is not signed. It was handed to the court by the marshal moments ago. It reads, one of the jurors discussed something about the case, and it was all over social media.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Said it was like Gone Girl.
Oh, I heard that.
A brief mention. Several other jurors said, don't discuss this. You can have this marked as a court exhibit. Now, the court did not read the name of the juror, which is on that note.
Yeah.
What the court is going to have to do first is find out who wrote the note.
Your Honor, I apologize. Should Ms. Maydell be excused for this?
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Good morning, morning. I didn't know.
The court will then question the author of the note.
Yeah.
And also inquire as to other matters concerning the note. The note does not indicate when these matters were discussed. That is, on what day they were discussed, and when other jurors responded. So the court is just going to have a brief conversation with the marshal to find out who handed the marshal the note.
Ooh. Okay. Evidently there was a Fox. Did you get the whole thing? Did everybody get the whole thing? Evidently there was a nominee. No, handed to judge about this court case is like Gone Girl. Not really. I see the movie. Good morning.
Judge, may we just have a brief sidebar?
Popcorn.
In a moment.
Yes, Judge.
I like popcorn. Just get too much butter in it.
The court simply asked the marshal to give me the name of the individual who gave her the note.
This is serious business. Okay.
Thank you. Do you wish to approach?
Yes, Judge.
I was in my sewing room last night, and this is my sewing room / office studio, and I was at my sewing machine, and I was listening to other people talk about the case. I always like to do that to get a different look on it. And somebody did mention Gone Girl, and I was like, oh gosh, I don't think this seems like a Gone Girl case to me, because as I understood it, she packed her bags secretly, staged a death that you can get away from her husband.
And then determine how this matter will be addressed. So we are going to stand in a recess.
All rise. This honorable Supreme Court now stands in recess. Please exit the courtroom.
Really? That was Amber Heard? Oh, gosh. Oh, what a piece of cake she is. She is a trip. You know why I like Johnny Depp? Because he likes Barbies. Oh, gosh, it would be fun to play Barbies with him, wouldn't it, with all his voices? Hi, here's Barbie and Ken. Look, hey. Johnny Depp. He was the best part I ever saw in my life. Okay, you guys, so here we are, day 6. We get this note sent, get it to the judge. So we have how many jury incidents have we had so far in this case? You know what, Moon Fox? I wouldn't doubt if it was. If not, we'll just go to the treehouse trial if it is. Oh my gosh. I know. I mean, first of all, it was a juror who said, oh, we love you, Liz, in the elevator. Now we get, oh, this is just like Gone Girl. Maybe. I don't know. You just can't make this stuff up. Oh, man. Oh, so if it's a mistrial, I guess we can do other trials. No, these people aren't too bright. What in the world? What? Who is on this jury? Gosh. If this is a mistrial, I'm not going to be very happy. I feel like we all invested in this trial, don't you think? I mean, I got notes, research. I'm going to be mad if this trial's a mistrial. Oh boy. Gosh. Yeah. All right, there's two of you. So what do you guys think? Huh? They got to get to the bottom of it. They got to figure out who did, I mean, not is, who wrote that note. Yeah, these damn jurors. Who wrote that note? We got to get to the bottom of that. They got to get to the bottom of who actually did that. I mean, whoever did that, they should pay consequences for that. In my opinion, they should be. I don't know what a law is when they do that. Yeah, it makes me mad. This is a good point. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's a coward. He didn't want to face his demons. You know, he did this to say, you clean it up, my language. Yeah, I'm going to use your imagination, what word I was going to use. Oh, I know. It's just, so, you know, it's just like John said, we got to figure, we got to prove that she actually was murdered. And then how Michelle was involved. Well, I believe she was involved by the DNA from yesterday. A lot of her DNA did not, as much as my memory serves me right, they mainly said that she was eliminated for most of the DNA in the garage, the door, and all that good stuff. And we were going to learn more about that today, I'm sure. But I wasn't here yesterday. I apologize for the last hour of this trial. I just really, truly needed to do a little bit of a break. But and I don't know. It's just, well, anyway, while we're kind of like in a pause, who I like to listen to is Nancy Grace. And there's I don't know if I can say the other lawyer, but she's really good on there on YouTube. And, you know, it's interesting how the children were friendly. Okay, we're going to talk about Lauren, the nanny, right now. And what I did some little bits of researches and listening to other stations. And, you know, I'm just going to kind of inform to you guys what I have learned. The children were friendly to Michelle. They call her Mishy. Hi, Mishy. They were friendly to Michelle, the children, okay? And Fotis decided that he wanted to stay an extra night. I'm assuming this is in Miami. But anyway, the point is not really where, but he wanted to stay the night, extended his visit, and saying, you guys get this, he was going to stay with a friend in another hotel. So the nanny was in one hotel while the father was in another one with his friend. Okay, follow me? So, I thought that was interesting, and also I'm just kind of listening to these testimonies again to see what I miss, because sometimes you miss a lot, and you just want to listen to it again. And also, a year earlier than that. Okay, earlier than that, Jennifer received an email that he was going to go on a trip with Michelle to Utah. So all of these things are playing into the fact that, yes, indeed, I believe Michelle knew what was going on. Any thoughts? Yeah, I do. And also the nanny, Lauren, the nanny, said that her demeanor that morning was totally off. She, when she arrived at the house, she's just doing her daily routine of life as a nanny. You don't really, you just do your thing that you're supposed to do. What your bosses give you a list, you do it, And she knew Jennifer's routine very well. Obviously, she's been there for a while, for a long time. Michelle's routine is to drink some tea and to eat a granola bar. Well, her tea wasn't all the way, she wasn't finished with her tea. It still was there. And her granola bar was only eating a little bit of it, maybe half of it. And she said that was unusual for Jennifer. So how is this important? Well, I think when people's routines are disrupted, to me, that kind of doesn't kind of raise a red flag. It does raise a red flag that there is something wrong. Like my husband has a routine. He gets our whole kitchen ready for the next morning. Okay. He's just like that because he's in the military and he's a master sergeant. And just military people are very, very organized and very concise. Most of them are. So anyway, if he didn't do that routine, I would think there is something wrong. A lot of things. Little things like that. Like if he didn't get up or if he is up and he didn't have any coffee. Yeah. Those are the routines of life. I'm sure you guys have spouses and if you notice it was something off. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just trying to fill in some dead space here and just talk about the trials so far and trying to keep us entertained, trying to keep the troops involved. So, yeah. So now we're here on day 6. On day 6. And we really have we have not got very far with this trial. I mean, look, we're all just like in and out of the channels and we're just like, oh gosh, I got to do something else besides this, and I understand that, but we have not gotten to the meat and the potatoes of this trial. We're interrupted with stupid stuff like this. So what is your guys' take on this? These people are not too bright. I who's ever here, let me ask you this. Do you think this will be a mistrial? What's your gut feeling, anyone? I've been doing all the talking. I want to see what you guys say. A dead silence from the chat room. Boy, we are off to a good start today. Depends on what? Oh, you mean depends on the mistrial? Oh, Giselle, thank you. Oh, yeah. But if you have a bad apple in a jury pool, does that make it a mistrial? Depends, I guess, right? You feel it might be? Yeah. Just because it's a mistrial, she comes back. Yeah. I think so. Because I mean, isn't this the second incident that we had with a jury, or is it third? Anybody can, if not, we'll just have to figure out where we're going to go if it's a mistrial. Oh, I still have these notes. Interesting notes. It might be, but the fact that the juries are in social media, that is a great point. Yeah. They're in social media. You know, it kind of makes me wonder who else is in social media in that little group. Who would think they can get away with sending a judge a note that wasn't signed? That it reminds them of Gone Girl. That was a good movie, by the way. Go figure, right? It's stupid. Now what? Now we're sitting here at day 6, and the court is talking about a juror member writing him an anonymous note that, what did it say? I think I wrote down. It says this trial is like a Gone Girl trial. And yeah, it could be, how do the juror know? And that might be in Facebook or, you know what would be interesting twist if Jennifer will pop out of nowhere declaring she's alive. Is that why they think it's Gone Girl? Now that I really think about the plot of Gone Girl in this trial, and it feels like it's more than just one juror doing the talking. Absolutely correct. So if you just popped in, we are on a little bit of a delay here in the trial. Not a little bit delay, but a very big deal delay. One of the jury members is talking on social media that they are thinking, or they believe that this is like a Gone Girl trial. A jury member. Yes, you heard right. So if you just got on here, you're right. Just a jury member on social media talking about the trial. Yeah, well, okay, just real quickly, what happened on Gone Girl, she was in a really bad relationship with this very wealthy man, and she was been plotting a way to get out of this bad marriage, so she plotted her death. They were on a boat or something, like a sailboat, and apparently she's a good swimmer, and she pretended like she drowned it. She had all this money and this identification, and then that's what happened. Then he finds out she's alive, and rest of the plot goes on. So yeah. Does that explain it okay? Yeah? Actually, this could be like Girl, to be honest. I didn't think it did, but I didn't think anything to do. I'm like, oh, could that be like Gone Girl? Now that I think about it, because we have nobody, folks. Maybe Fotis knows about this. Maybe she's on one of those islands drinking a cute little cocktail with a decorated umbrella on. I don't know. Yep. Day 6. And so here we are, folks. We are on day 6 of this trial, and one of the jury members decided they're going to go on social media and just talk about this case, and thinking they were just going to get away with it. Yeah. I think this is just like Gone Girl, and oh, goodness sakes. And so now the court is talking about it with the marshal, and they want to try and figure out who this person was that gave the judge a letter that was not signed, not dated. I don't know. Can't make this up. Cannot make this up. You just cannot make this stuff up. So, I apologize for I don't apologize. Well, sorry, we're here. We're watching a Connecticut seal that we could probably identify during a quiz of all the states' seals. We can definitely identify Florida's. Oh boy, I really picked some doozies out to follow. Anybody else want to talk about something else? I mean, we feel free. Just bring up a case. I know. Karen Reed. That does sound interesting, by the way, Giselle. Yeah, Sleeping with the Enemy. That plot was probably Sleeping with the Enemy. I don't know. I get those two mixed up with Gone Girl and that. Okay, we did hear some. We heard something from the judge. I wonder if we'll hear, ladies and gentlemen, this is a mistrial. I'm sorry, we can't go on. I don't know how they say it, but. I wonder what Nancy Grace's reaction with this right now. It's like, yeah, pretty much. Sleeping with the Enemy. can't make this stuff up. That would be terrible. Well, okay, here it is. Here it is. All right. You have one bad apple, two bad apples, and one whoever's going into the Facebook world and the social media. How could this person have a fair trial? How could this person have a fair trial? They are disobeying the law. They are told not to say anything in social media. Zippo. So right now, my question is, how fair is this trial right now? I mean, really, yeah, would I like to see it go on? Yes, but I think this jury's contaminated. But I have a lot of faith in this judge. I really do believe he'll do the right thing, and thank God he was the judge during this trial. Yeah, and it is unfair. I mean, it is very unfair. Michelle Troconis is sitting in the courtroom, and her life depends on this jury. I mean, if I was her, I would not be very happy with the whole situation. I'd be terrified. And I think if I was her attorney, I would definitely ask for a mistrial because, come on. Too many things are just going on with this. Too many. I mean, really. Will it suck? Absolutely. Will I feel robbed? Sure, because it's not only what these juries are doing to Michelle, they're also doing it to all of us who do like to watch the justice system play out. So right now, when I sit here in my office downstairs in Iowa on a very freezy day, watching a juror break the law of what they pledge to follow the law, and now they're just out spreading poison. And this whole entire juror pool right now, sitting every day listening to this, is contaminated. They're contaminated. So that's Hot Coffee's take on right now. Hot Coffee thinks that what that juror did was just absolutely awful, and they should never, ever sit on another trial. I think they should be punished. I do. So if they do dismiss him, put somebody else on, is that going to help? And I totally agree with you. They're immature. They're biased. They're telling Liz that they love her. She was the state's prosecutor. How can this go on with this juror? And also, the state of Connecticut is losing money. This costs them money, the state of Connecticut. And this is why I think these people that are contaminating the jury members, this is why I think they should pay the consequences of their own actions. I do. It's a shame. Okay, here we are. Here we are. All right, everybody.
Your Honor, if I just may.
Thank you. And we are on the record, Madam Monitor. Thank you. Court had an opportunity to discuss with counsel how we will proceed in addressing the note that came to the court's attention through the marshal today, authored by one of the jurors. The court is just going to read what is now Court Exhibit 2 into the record again. The note is unsigned. It is not dated. It reads, one of the jurors, and the juror's name is identified, discussed something about the case. And it was all over social media, said it was like Gone Girl. A brief mention. Several other jurors said, don't discuss this. What the court intends to do is first indicate that it will question the juror who authored the note. The court will allow counsel to ask questions through the court of the juror to explain what is not readily apparent from the note. The court will then ask the individual who was identified in the note to respond to some of the questions that the court will have concerning any communications that juror may have made to other jurors concerning the case. After that, the court will have to inquire of all of the jurors individually whether they have been in any way influenced by the comments of the juror who allegedly made the comments, whether they can continue to be fair and impartial, and whether the comments made by the individual has have in any way affected their ability to continue to listen to the evidence with an open mind. The court will also ask the juror who authored the letter whether, because there are no 4 persons chosen yet because the case is not in deliberation, was that person chosen to bring this matter to the court's attention? While the court is questioning the juror who authored the note, Madam Monitor will continue to keep the record. However, there will be no audio or video allowed. And of course, while the court is questioning the jurors who may have overheard the conversation between the juror who authored the note and the juror who allegedly made the comments, whether they have been affected in such a way that they simply cannot continue. That has to be done individually for every juror.
I agree.
So as the court has explained what the process will be, the court will now close the courtroom. However, we will still be on the record. And close the courtroom. Ask everyone to leave, please.
All rise.
So it looks like we're going to do that, and it looks like the trials, they can figure out if this jury has not been contaminated, and if they can have a, if they're still going to have an open mind. But my question is, how does that juror know that they've been on social media? Those questions are going to have to be asked. All right, so what are you guys' thoughts, huh? What do we do from here? I don't know. All I can say is wow. Oh, good grief. Okay, I'm just going to keep this open just for a few minutes. I would like for yeah, they probably were all on social media. I will not be surprised if this is a mistrial, to be honest, because how can you have this jury to be not prejudiced, or, you know, I don't know. This is messed up. Mess up. So here we are. I guess this will be the end for the day. I would like to thank everybody for joining me today, and for sticking around. I guess we're just going to have to hang tight, see what happens. And I don't know, what do you all want to do? I guess we'll just end the live stream here pretty soon. If anybody has any thoughts they'd like to share with me. So if you're just popping in, the court is on hold right now. They are discussing what happened. One of the jury members decided they didn't want to talk on social media and talk about the case. How stupid can you get? So now we are having the judge interview all the jurors, which is I think that's a really good idea. And they're going to discuss how they can go forward and just see if, find out if they are willing to be partial, not prejudice, So anyway, here we are. So I guess we'll just stay tuned. What else can we do? Talking about the case right now, it just seems kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I really think the case is just on hold in my mind. It's good material, but it's definitely on hold. So anyway, with that thought, let me remove this. So what do you think that we can just go ahead and end this live stream? And I will go on when we hear anything about the case. So what do you think? I think that's a great idea. Anyway, like, subscribe, whatever. I mean, hit the like button because it warms my heart. It really does. So anyway, what do you think, guys? So let's just kind of go about our day. Thank you very much. Moonfox Studios, Lorianne, Giselle, you still in here? Thank you. I go on for you guys. And this is it for the day. Sounds good. Thank you, Giselle, Moonfox, everyone. I love you guys. I do this for you. Okay. Hit the like button. If you're in a climate that's cold, stay warm. If you're in a climate that's hot, stay cool. Ooh, I wish I was in a climate maybe a little hotter. Anyway, bye.